Hey guys, Damian Keyes here. Welcome back to the channel. So the world is on lockdown, but there's no gigs, there's no rehearsals, there's no studio sessions, there's no paid work. There's just a lot of time, which means you have all of the control. And for many, many years, I have heard the battle cry of, there's just too much to do, I can't fit everything in. Well, the times have just changed and we now have a lot of time and a lot less things to be able to do. So whilst there is a lot less to fit in and a lot more time to do it, and there is this captive audience because 60% more views on YouTube day after day. People are consuming more than ever in this lockdown. So, is it a good time to release music? Is it a good time to build your audience? Is it a good time to have a really strong marketing strategy? This is such a difficult question because the gigs have gone. You can't go and rehearse with your band if you're on lockdown, which is half of the entire population. You can't go into the studio with other musicians. Everyone is doing things in isolation. But there is a target market out there, and I keep hearing from so many people who are working in the music industry trying to sell their services saying, now's the best time, now's a perfect time. But it just isn't. It just isn't a good time. And you have to think about the consumption of the people, I was going to say out there, but they're not out there, they're inside out there. You have to think about the consumption from these people of what they're thinking about. But there is good news. And that is, we will come out of this. And so what should we be doing now so we have that big head start when the doors do finally open? Quite literally. So what would I do if I was an artist or in a band right now with my marketing strategy, with my social media, with my content creation, and with my time that I have plenty to do? Well, come with me on a journey because I'm going to tell you exactly what I would be doing for the next 1 to 3 months. Number one, I would hoard and give. Let me explain. Right now, if you have a release ready to go, should it go out in all its glory with its 20 or 30 day release plan so that you can actually put it out there and get people to play that game and start promoting it? No, I don't think you should. I just don't think now is the right time, which is why we've seen some of the biggest artists in the world just saying, I know we've put a lot of money into this, but let's just hold this off for a couple of weeks or months until the time is right, because of the consumption of people who aren't ready to play the game. And yes, they are absolutely consuming, but there's a big, big difference between consuming and playing that game. So the first part is I would be hoarding. I wouldn't be hoarding toilet paper, I wouldn't be hoarding pasta, but I absolutely would be hoarding songs. I would be writing song after song. I'd be getting demos out. I'd be trying to make as much awesome stuff as possible. And I'd be hoarding it, thinking, just wait until September or October when everything's a bit more back to normal. You guys just wait. This is gonna hit you guys like a train, and it's gonna be again and again and again. But there's the other part of that, which is what happens between now and September or October. Well, I would be giving. I would be making sure that I am giving everything in a raw format. So I'd be saying, I'm going to work on all of the polished stuff every single day at all hours, 12 to 15 hours a day. I'm going to make something awesome. I'm going to create it. But instead of putting it out and getting people to play the game, I'm going to put out raw form. So effectively, if I have written a song, I would be going live and I would be going onto Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, and I'd be saying, I wrote this today, I like this, and I'd do song after song after song after song. I'd be giving and giving, I'd be creating and giving and creating and giving. Meanwhile, I'd be polishing and perfecting and hoarding that piece of content, or probably more, when I say that piece of content, I'm thinking songs and albums. So a really great example of this is the artist Alec Benjamin, who this week released a track called 6 Foot Apart. See what he's done there? Very clever. But what he's done is he's just recorded it onto a voice memo and then put that onto his Instagram. It sounds fantastic. It's basically conjuring up the feeling of right now, and it's giving to his audience. But it's not a full release. It's just him saying, look what I did. This is a track. I might record it in the future. I might not. Who knows? But I'm going to give it to you now so you can have this in some raw format. Also, if you are going to do that, why not start writing tracks which are relevant to now, which are going to sum up the feeling of the generation, which people can listen to and understand because of what they're in right now. If he releases that track in 6 months' time, it might be an ode to now, but people might have forgotten about it and it might not be relevant. But what a great time to start writing songs about this kind of isolation. Number 2, I would live stream every day. In fact, I'd probably do it every day and every night because it's free and it keeps you in touch with your audience. I would be hoarding, I'd be giving, but going live for anything from 5 minutes to an hour or 2 hours just to keep people company and being creative with this idea where you could potentially do something like a pub quiz in the style of music that you're at, or something which sort of fits into what you do. It might be something like a performance, might be a Q&A, but just having this constant touch point with your audience on a daily basis, I think is so crucial, but more importantly, so easy, and it's free. Now this fits perfectly into the strategy because I'm making stuff in raw format and I'm putting it out there and I'm trying to keep it relevant. Meanwhile, I'm making the masterpieces and I'm collecting them and I'm putting them somewhere for when it does hit September, October time, so I can just go release after release after release after release when people are going to play the game. Meanwhile, I need to be in front of you, so I'm going to get on live stream and I'm going to start chatting and talking and being creative and make sure that we're still in communication. Now, one thing about this is I do keep seeing comments saying, oh, I'm bored of everyone doing live stream. That is the trend right now. Everyone is doing live stream. And if you look at the numbers of live streams, they are not going down. People are consuming, but they're not consuming and doing. They're just consuming and consuming. So if you are not doing the live stream, if you're not jumping on it, then you are missing a trick, because right now people are expecting lots of live streams. So if you are not giving people what they want, you're the one missing out. Number 3, I would learn a new skill. I would make sure that if this goes on for a month or 2 months or 3 months, I'm coming out of this with something positive that I can bring to the music. Whether that is video skills, editing skills, music production skills, whether you're going to do a live course, whatever it is, learn another instrument, you can come out of this with something very, very positive. But it will take a little bit of time. So why not allocate 1 hour a day so that you can learn a brand new skill that will go to helping you when the doors open again. And when it comes to learning new skills, not only have you now got the time, but everyone else is making content about their skill. So this is the perfect time to learn something, because everyone is stuck in their house trying to market their way out by giving lots of information. So this is the perfect time not only for you to have a brain space, but also because everyone else is giving you that information at the most amount of rate right now. Number 4, I would give my time until this is over. The reason for that is because people will remember. People will remember what you did and what you brought them during this time. I talk quite frequently about legacy, and more importantly, one-to-one legacy. Everyone's out there trying to take over the world, but looking after one person and creating legacy amongst that one person means all of their friends, all of their family, all of their audience, and all of your audience see you doing that. Means whilst it's helping one person, it's actually reflected into hundreds, if not thousands of people having a warm, fuzzy feeling about you. So keep it really simple, whether it's going on Instagram Live and inviting someone in for a conversation, whether it's getting into your DMs and sending a few messages every day and just saying, hey, I was thinking about you, I just want to make sure you're okay. Whether it's writing a song for someone specific, make that one-to-one legacy a thing every single day right now. What can you do every single day to put one piece of legacy for one person to say, I did a really nice thing there? You do that every single day, and if this lasts for 50 or 60 more days, that's 50 or 60 more audiences as well as people that you are going to change and make them feel warm and fuzzy. And number 5, I would stop with all of this panic building. We've got to build an audience, we've got to release the music, now's the perfect time, everyone's consuming. Look, the music industry is still going to be there in a month, and 3 months, and 6 months, and a year's time. And yes, it might look slightly different, but people will still want music, people will still want content, and people will still appreciate what you do. Trying to jump the queue and using this time to build an audience just doesn't feel the right thing for me. Having some kind of 20 or 30 day release strategy at this moment in time feels wrong to me. What feels right is looking after your friends, looking after your family, looking after your audience, and just saying, we're going to get through this together, and my job is to be a shining light, because that is what entertainment is. That is what music does. That's what being a creative does. It says, I'm going to be a shining light. I'm going to give you something to distract you, to be passionate about, to enjoy, so that we can get through this together. I find myself saying the words safety in numbers a lot right now. We are all in the same boat, and everything is on pause. Everything is on pause. Unless you sell yoga mats on Amazon, everything is on pause right now. So losing a month, or losing 2, or losing 3 months is not going to lose momentum because it's paused. It's not everyone's moving ahead to forget about you. Everything's paused and everything will resume as usual in 1, 2, or 3 months' time. One thing to remember right now is the audience is fragile. Your audience is fragile, my audience is fragile, I'm a little bit fragile, whether you like it or not. You're probably a little bit fragile. So selling is not the right thing right now. Getting in and sell, sell, sell. People aren't ready for that. So instead, I want you to repeat these 3 things. Routine, create, give. Simple as that. Make your routine all about creating something, give. Create and give. If you can do that again and again and again and again, you will come out of this so much more positively with your audience as well as yourself, because people will appreciate you because of it. They'll stick with you because of it. Routine, create, give. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Most importantly, I want you to stay safe, stay inside, keep creating. We're going to get through this together, but if there's anything I can do, just let me know in the comments below. But if you can do me a favor, like, subscribe. More importantly, just come and be a part of this community, because we're building something I'm super proud of. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.